Alright, how's it going, everybody? Today we got some stories about weird kids in a subscriber of mine's class. And now, there were too many weird kids in her class. And, I mean, just in her friend group in general. There were just, like, way too many. And it was kind of tough for her to put up with all this. But anyways, yeah, let's get right into it. So the first girl we're gonna call Sally. Now, Sally was an only child that she met through friends in, like, her 6th grade class. And she's the oldest of 5. And I guess, like, immediately that made her, like, an easy target to Sally. She was a shorter girl among like people in the grade, so I guess it was a win to her. She thought she could easily take advantage of her and shit and just do some dumb stuff, but anyways, she could really only describe Sally as psychotic. For one, she was extremely boy crazy. If you dare even have like the same celebrity crush as her, or not even just like you like the same celebrities, she would grab you, dig her nails into you, and yell, "Mine! He's mine!" Like, dude, shut the hell up, bro. Let's be real, she was probably a K-pop stan, so if somebody said Jug Coop, she would be like, "Mine! He's mine! Do not take him from me." What you mean, really think Jug Coop is about to catch a case for you? Like, nah, bro, what the fuck you think this is? And now, she was only like this to her and one of her friends, Devin. Now, Devin was more of a pushover than she was. I mean, that's not really, like, in a rude way. It's just, like, the truth of the situation. Like, when you're, like, a extremely nice person, it's kind of hard to not let people walk all over you. Like, you just can't say no. And I could speak from experience, but I'm getting better at that. And at first, you know, the three of them, they would just have fun and draw together because they all like drawing. And then one incident from Sally is, the subscriber, she was explaining, like, a crack in her spine she got from a car accident a year prior. She decided to smack the spot full force with a metal lunchbox. Now, they had this website with, like, I don't know, quizzes on it, and now they didn't really, like, take it so seriously, but Sally did. Of course, this was her opportunity, this was her avenue to take a depression quiz, like, on one of these websites, and be like, "Guys, look, it said I scored an 80% on the depression quiz. Looks like I have depression now. You know what? No need for a doctor. I can self-diagnose." And after that, she literally just pretended to have depression. Like, I don't know why. She messaged the subscriber one day, basically saying that she was gonna off herself. And then obviously she said, "No, don't do that. Like, why would you? You know, you have so much to live for." And then after that, Sally started laughing and was like, "Haha, you passed the test." Like, she put a bunch of fucking skull emojis. She was like, "You passed, you did it, oh my god." Like, the fuck? What do you mean, I passed? Like, the hell? And she was like, "I was testing you to see if you actually cared about me." And now, looking back on it, she is like, "I don't know how the hell I missed this red flag. No idea. Like, I should have just dipped as soon as possible." And after a new friend of theirs joined the group, Amanda, called her out. They had a falling out with Sally, and they didn't really talk to her until high school. And rightfully so, yeah, she should definitely be called out on her behavior. And Sally did not change one bit. And in high school, they were like, "All right, maybe she did change. Maybe she did." And they were like, "All right, let's just give it a chance and see what happens." And they kind of did feel bad because Sally didn't really have any friends. And now Amanda had her in gym class. Sally just decided in the middle of the gym teacher's lecture that she was going to fake choke herself out. And then Amanda obviously panicked and like tried to stop her. And then Sally again was like laughing, and she was like, "Yes, you did it. You passed the test." Like, what? Like, bro, what? You trying to off yourself? That's a test? Like, what? And everybody in the class was just staring at her like, "The fuck? What do you mean you passed? What?" Like, "Oh, wow, here's your little mini star sticker. You passed the test." Like, it's just crazy how attention-seeking she was. And now, senior year, things really only got worse. They had a falling out again, but, of course, the kid Devin, I mentioned earlier in the story, when she said he's kind of a pushover, this is his breaking moment, all right? This is the character arc development for Devin. And now, senior year, she kept, like, beating down Devin for whatever reason. And she was, like, shoving, like, another person to, like, sit by him, and it was just really annoying to him. And Devin is usually the type of person to keep to himself. And then Devin finally snapped, screaming at her. He was like, Jesus Christ, will you just ever shut up? Just leave me alone. W bro for standing up for himself, but honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it takes a lot of guts to like stand up for yourself when you're like a really reserved and more to yourself person, but you just gotta do it. Like, it doesn't matter. And now, not only was Sally just an absolute bitch, but she was on that main character timing as well. She thought she was a 10 out of 10 baddie and that everybody wanted her. And now her last moments of school, she decided to send unsolicited pics to a guy. And she thought he was going to be like, oh my God, like, damn, she's bad as hell. And now keep in mind, this dude had a girlfriend, right? And Sally just dropped these in his inbox out of nowhere. And the reason why she was doing this, well, she was trying to get him to break up with his girlfriend, which did not work at all. He was like, why the hell did you send me this? And then Sally was just left there embarrassed with no friends. And well, she ended high school with no friends. Tough. And to be honest with you, if you're behaving like that, no one's gonna like you. Especially if you're on that main character timing and you think everybody wants you. That's crazy. Anyways, next story comes from the same subscriber, of course. And we're gonna call this next girl Meiku. Now, Meiku was an anime obsessed and just very dumb girl, all right? She just had no common sense whatsoever. I mean, this girl couldn't, like, spell simple words. She said, like, she would make anime noises as, like, an instinct. As an instinct? Like, what is that even supposed to mean? Like, I don't even know. An instinct is crazy. Like, I'm not gonna lie. And the subscriber would just look at her like she had 3 fucking heads whenever she would say that. And obviously, she questioned her. It's just by instinct. Don't ask. She was like, all right. And like, she would just randomly do it in class sometimes too. It was an all the time occurrence for her. Like, UWU would leave her mouth more than the word hi. Like, it was crazy. Now, the subscriber had a girlfriend named Amelia. Now, she liked her, but this other girl liked the both of them and just wanted one of them to herself. She constantly was glaring at the both of them when they were together. Like, it was just horrible. Like, she didn't want to see the homies win. That's kind of crazy. Like, how are you gonna pray on your homies' downfall? Like, that's kind of nuts, bro. And eventually, it didn't really work out between the two of them, and luckily, she did not date Meiku, thankfully, because some weird shit definitely would have went down, like, let's be honest. And the subscriber had a lot going on at the time, and this was the last thing she was trying to deal with at the moment. Now, she graduated the year before her, right? And she was 19 at this point. This is going to be important later. Now, at this point, she was in the store, like, gonna grab, like, a protein drink or something. She ended up having an encounter with her in the store, and she was like, oh, God, I really gotta see this girl right now, really? Like, this is the last person I want to see right now. Now, her brother was also with her. And, like, now her brother would, like, hide her from people that she knew and just didn't want to talk to. And, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I be doing the dash when I see people I don't want to talk to. Like, the last thing I'd want to do is talk to the fucking crazy girl I used to go to school with. And they successfully hid her for, a little bit. She got her protein drinks, went to the counter, and then she walked out of the aisle with her girlfriend, we'll call Hannah. But the issue was, Hannah was a freshman in high school, and she was 19. Oh, you are a grown-ass adult. Why are you dating a freshman? God damn. And that set off even more alarm bells in her head than it did before. Like, Jesus, this girl was just gonna continue to get weirder. Now, she took the subscriber ignoring her as an insult. And they kind of had that awkward moment where they both stared at each other, like they both knew, like, who it was standing in front of them. But then she decided to, like, start a rumor that, like, the subscriber threatened her or some shit. So I don't even know why she decided to start this rumor, but she got one of her friends involved. And she told her friend that, look, like, I'm calling BS here. Like, I did not threaten her at all. I literally just ignored her. Like, I did not go in the store and just say, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this to your girl, whatever. I'm gonna beat up your girl. Like, I did not say that. Like, I don't know where she got that from. They got added to a group chat. They settled it, and they found out that she was just lying out of her ass. And then she blocked her entire friend group, fortunately. And well, after that was the end of this girl. She never really heard from her after that. And now this girl gotta be the worst of them all. This next one is rough. Like, I don't know how this girl was in her friend group, but damn. She wrote in this email the word trash for this girl's name. So we're gonna call her that. We're gonna call her Trash. Now, Trash was worse than, like, all these that I mentioned before. She would stalk boys and, like, take pictures of them on her phone and, like, print out the pictures and put them in her locker. And now, since they were, like, like considered the nice group and like they were nice to everybody, she got in the group. I think that's kind of how she got in. But everybody acknowledged the fact that, yeah, she is definitely crossing the line here. And now nobody really knew what to do here. And now as for like if the dudes found out, I don't know if they ever like found out that she was stalking them. But as I continue to read this, oh my god, it just only gets worse from here. Now Trash invited some friends over to her house for like a sleepover. Now fuck it, bro, I'm gonna keep calling her Trash. So everybody went to sleep and, you know, things were going fine. And then one of her friends woke up like in the middle of the night to some noises that Trash was making. And now she looked over at Trash because that's where the noise was coming from. And she saw that Trash was doing some not so family friendly things with a makeup brush, if you pick up what I'm putting down. And then this girl was like, bro, what are you doing? What the hell? And after that, it's safe to say that everybody was distanced from this girl. Nah, that is crazy. What the fuck? That's crazy that she'd be doing that at the function. That is wild. Everyone left her in the dust after that, and that caused her to do even more dumb things. And what seems like to me was happening here is it seemed like she was trying to do the most to get back in the friend group. She decided in class one day she was going to fake seizures, and then one day she even faked breaking a leg. Why? I mean, she's fucking nuts, but after that, she just decided to leave them alone. For only a bit, unfortunately. So for the rest of middle school, she was kind of just gone and just faded into irrelevancy. Now, in high school, there was this one dude that just popped out of the cut. We're gonna call him Tom. Now, Tom was the type of dude to just be running scams and shit, and bro thought he was like a gang member or some shit. And even though he was like a country boy from the suburbs or some shit, and now bro was a brick, all right? Like he was a douche to like one of her friends. And that's kind of how they knew about him. Like bro just spawned in and then started dating somebody in the subscribers friend group. And now he treated this girl like shit, of course. So they broke up shortly after. Like it was not long lived at all. And now after high school ended, Tom and Trash started dating. Everybody was like, yo, nah, no way, bro. This is too good to be true. This is like a match made in heaven right here. Like, bro, this is like top tier match right here. Like, I don't know who set this up, but bro, I think God was just speaking. The stars aligned finally. And they laughed about it, of course, because they were both bad people and they were meant for each other. They ran like a scam together and apparently moved across the US to get away. And now Trash has felony charges. And so does this other dude, Tom. And I guess they might have got caught in this little operation, I guess. And now they ran out of scam money, all right? They were out of money. They were broke as fuck. And this girl asked one of her friends for money, okay? And asked them for help. She was like, oh, Tom and I need money. You know, Tom's been really sick. You know, that's why I moved. And then she brought this info to the subscriber and was like, yo, like this girl Trash is asking me for money. What the fuck is this? And obviously everybody knew this was cap. So they did some digging and shortly found out that she had like these charges and shit. And they were like, okay, most likely what happened here is she got caught and then now she's out of money. So after they did that digging, that's when they found out that they had these charges. And she was like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to play the long game. We're just going to absolutely troll these people, all right? Because it's just fun doing that. It's fun doing it that way. So they were like, why not? So her friend kept talking to them and was like, yeah, you know, it's really, that's a really unfortunate situation. What else has been happening with you guys recently? And then Trash made a lie saying that they had like their first baby. At first she said 3 months, but more than 2 months later she said 4. So the math just didn't add up. Like she was capping her ass off and tried so many scams. Like it was crazy. And eventually they both stopped. But later on, they tried another one. They tried a church scam, and it was just super obvious. Now, I don't really know how they were running this, but, you know, it was like one of those things. It was just, like, really obvious to spot. They were probably, like, going up to people and like, hey, yeah, we're with the church, and we're donating money to the collections at church or whatever. But it was just so obvious that they were not with the church. Like, these motherfuckers probably had, like, face tats, and, like, yeah, it was crazy. They were probably repping some shit that, like, you would not see anybody at church wearing. It was just one of those things that, like, it was so bad that it was fucking hilarious. And unfortunately, these two are near her town again. but none of them really care enough to like get blackmailed or just get involved with them. They still do hard substances. She heard that they broke up, but she doesn't know how true that is. Yeah, they definitely went broke buying all these hard substances. But honestly, saying that they broke up, that could probably be a lie to get more money. And say like, oh yeah, I've still got the child coming in, guys. I need my child support. Could you give me money? Yeah, that's crazy that she's trying to scam people. Like, you really think anybody's gonna fall for that bullshit? Fuck no. Like, it just blows my mind that people even try to make like dirty money like that, bro. Like, you're not gonna win at the end of the day. Like, eventually your ass is gonna get like arrested or somebody's gonna find out and you're gonna be screwed. I just will never see the point in that. Comment weirdos if you made this far. Y'all are truly the goats for making it this far, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.